Good morning. Come on. All right. All right, let's go. All right, good morning. Welcome back to the channel. Today is special because we are going to be cooking chicken enchiladas with our first season of growing on the homestead. I made green enchilada sauce out of the leftover green tomatoes, so we're going to be using this as our main ingredient on top of a few of our farm-raised chickens that have been cooking for about 9 hours or so. And then later I'll be canning the broth from that process as well. But I'm very excited because we get to use some homemade ingredients on top of the protein that we grew here on the farm. So stay tuned and welcome to the video, and let's get started to cook. Okay, so I have the casserole dish that I'm going to be using to put it in, and I'm going to start by shredding the chicken. So I'm going to put the chicken in this bowl and we'll start shredding it. I also need, so I pulled out the chicken from the slow cooker, and I'm just going to remove everything, take the dried chili out, and then start pulling stuff out. I only want the meat as much as I can, and this is so tender. It literally fell apart as I was trying to pull it out. So it's going to be nice and juicy. I just want to verify that I get all the little things out. My biggest concern would be, this is the tiny little wing from the little guy. My biggest concern is always the back piece of the bird. Whenever I do things like this, I'm always concerned that there's little teeny bones from like the spine, because it cooks down so well that it just falls apart. Like right there. Oh, hot. It's hot. It's fresh. But I'm glad. And these bones won't go to waste. We will be giving them to our chickens or our dog. I like to grind them down because they've cooked down, so they should break. Let's see here. Not yet, so I might throw them back in the broth for a little bit. But they get to a point where they turn into powder and you can just blend them up, and then you can serve them back to your chickens, or you can give them to your other animals. So your dog and anything else that needs protein on the homestead. So this is a wing that has lots of little bones. So I'm just going to make sure I get rid of that all together. And then I'm going to carefully now I'm at the end, and it'll be shredded from me doing this process, and it fell apart. Like I said, it's very juicy. So I'm excited for that. All right, so I'm gonna take all of this chicken, put it back in here. I was using the baking dish to house it as I was trying to separate. So now we have this amazing shredded chicken. Hopefully you guys can see that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to be adding my cheese to this and mixing it in so that it's nice and incorporated. And then I will be dipping it in the enchilada sauce. So let me get ready for that. I'm gonna get a little cleaned up. We do save the bones. I'm gonna probably throw this back in the broth so it can keep cooking. And I'm just gonna do that actually right now. Before I forget, I'm gonna add some chicken to this and just mix it up, and then we'll do our tortillas next. I am going to pre-wet the tortillas. I don't measure. Like I said, this is a very simple recipe, for me at least. The bulk of the flavor and everything is gonna come from the sauce that we made, and then the chicken's natural flavors that we're roasting with the chili and the bay leaves, the black pepper, corns, and the little bit of rosemary that I put in there and water. That's all that was in the chicken. We'll use the sauce and then just cheese and tortillas. It's a very simple recipe. I think the hardest part would be making your sauce. So if you don't have a garden or you don't like making your own sauce, you can always buy it, and it makes this recipe even easier. I'm just winging it, by the way. I don't have a set thing that I'm following, but I'm gonna put this to the side so that I can start doing the tortillas and the sauce. So I'm gonna give a little bowl for that. All right. So I'm going to, oh, this smells so good. This is the first time that I've opened it since canning it. So I'm excited to try it. I also made a salsa verde using the same tomatoes. I did not use tomatillos. I didn't grow those, but we had, at the end of the season, I had so many green tomatoes that I wasn't just gonna let them go to waste. So I decided to make a salsa verde and an enchilada sauce. So I'm just gonna dip it, get it wet like this. This is a thick sauce, so I wonder I should add some before I do it. And then I'm just going to keep it in there. Grab some chicken and cheese. Might be too much chicken. There we go. And then we're gonna roll it up in the sauce. And then we'll transfer it to our dish. So I'm gonna keep going with this process. It's working out pretty well. And yeah, like I said, these are exciting to me, exciting recipes to me, because we're using our farm-raised chickens and our stuff from the garden. It's really, really inspiring and cool to watch people that homestead and try their best to be self-sustainable and use things in the garden to keep your family healthy. And not rely so much on pre-cooked stuff. I thoroughly enjoy cooking, so I find myself always in the kitchen. But I know it's hard for a lot of people to do it. But once you start and you get a rhythm and you realize like things that you enjoy doing, you kind of like come up with concepts and recipes that are easy for you to cook for your family. I have to remember too to save some chicken and not put it in a tortilla for myself. Okay, so I'm going to add a little bit more cheese on this layer, because who doesn't like cheese? And then we're going to take this sauce that we were dipping our tortillas and rolling in and add it. Sorry for the loud noise. Ooh. Made loud noises. All right, we're gonna add, I think I'm gonna add some more sauce to this, actually. And this is also kid friendly. I didn't put jalapenos and stuff in this. I put a few bell peppers, and like cilantro, onion, you know, basic sauce things, so it's not hot for my kids, so that hopefully they will enjoy it. And then, let's see here. I'm gonna add some more cheese on the top, and then our casserole will be done. So that was the longest, most tedious process of this whole recipe is the chicken. So me waiting 8 or 9 hours to get the chicken, that's what took the longest for me. And then throwing it together takes, I mean, what, maybe 5 minutes or so. I'm gonna add a little sauce to my chicken that I'm gonna be eating and mixing it up. And then the rest of this I'll make with another recipe this week. I'll have to figure out what I want to do. But I'm just gonna mix my dinner up, and then I will put this in a container for my dinner tonight. And then it is noon, so dinner is ready and prepped, and I can do other things around the house today and not have to worry about dinner. So I like meals like this where I pre-make and pre-plan and don't have to stress about all the housework and homeschooling with my kids. So after this, I'm going to return and do some school with my children and hang out for the rest of the day. So yeah, now that this is done, I have my dinner ready to go for tonight. I'm just going to pop it in the fridge since it's noon. All right. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. Ooh. Excuse me. All right, I'm gonna get this cut up and have it plated for my family. We'll give it, there's a lot here too, so we'll get it cut up and plated and then let it cool for a little bit since it just came out. It's pretty hot. all that's to it. I'll probably put some salsa on this. I probably will. I'm gonna put some tapatio on, and then let's give it a taste. It's hot. That is very good, and it is not spicy. So I'm hoping my kids like this, and it is going to be a good family meal to continue on the homestead. So thank you again so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. I'm gonna enjoy my dinner with my family. Bye guys.